Hi everybody, it's Karen. I'm back again with my next HelloFresh meal. As you know, it comes with two meal kits. At least that's the way I order it. I did a meal last night and I just was too tired, too darn tired to record any of it. So I wanted to show you though. It was the sesame beef tacos. They turned out really good. My daughter was actually surprised how much she liked them because they have some unusual flavors. And I will post a picture up on my plate of how they turned out. Tonight, we're doing the chicken pineapple quesadillas. So I did think it was a little odd that HelloFresh sent their choices were two kind of Mexican dishes along the same lines. I had actually canceled temporarily because I was going to try another service to try out for you guys. And they charged me and sent this meal, and I called them out on it and said I sent an email saying I wanted to cancel, and they quickly refunded my money, even though the order was already coming. So they do have great customer service. I can't tell you enough how great they are. So other than that, like I said, everything in the meal was good last night. We quick pickled like little vegetables to put on it, and it was really nice. All right, so chicken pineapple quesadillas. I am going to just show you everything that came in the kit. Came with the tortillas, cilantro, little packages of mozzarella, lime, an onion, a tomato. What is this? Oh, Southwest Spice Blend, a little tiny thing of sour cream, and a thing of canned diced pineapple, and chicken breast strips. So it's nice, you don't even have to cut the icky chicken breast. It's already pre-sliced for you. So it should be pretty easy. So I'm gonna get started with the steps. I've already got the items out that it asked me to prepare, which were just salt, pepper, a bowl, a colander, a pan, some oil, and a baking sheet. Okay, so the first step is actually, instead of heating the oven, we're gonna heat the broiler, which is interesting. So I think I'm going to put that on low. It didn't specify, but mine gets really high. Then we're going to half peel and slice the onion until we have about 2 tablespoons and drain the pineapple. It also says to discard the juice, so I assume that's what we're using the colander for. I don't know what your method is for cutting an onion. I personally, when I'm mincing them, like to do this little crossways checkerboard type of cut and then slice through it a little bit. The less time I have to slice an onion, the better. Okay, well, the onion just about did me in. I've read all the tips for cutting onions that help, so if you guys have any, I don't know what works. I'm browning the onions in a little bit of oil for 4 to 5 minutes, and then we'll add the pineapple, but in the meantime, we're supposed to make the pico de gallo. So we want the other half of the chopped up onion, and then we're going to chop up the cilantro and use half of that for the pico also, along with a tomato and half of the lime. Just to be honest with you, both my daughter and I hate tomatoes, but for your sake, I'm just going to cut everything up as is to show you how nicely or not nicely, depending on how this turns out, the pico de gallo turns out, so that you have an accurate idea. Okay, I think that's a good chop. I'm going to do about half of it in the bowl. I assume we're going to put the other half on top after the finished product, which I love cilantro, my daughter not so much. Okay, half the lime. And do the tomato. To be honest, it's been so long since I've chopped a tomato, I'm not even sure how to go about this. And my knife is acting up today. Okay, I'm making the pico and I found a flaw in the meal tonight. The limes are rock hard. Oh my goodness. I can't, there's no way with all my strength I can get any juice out of this lime. Maybe a couple of drops and that is it. So I might have to get my own lime. So that's a little disappointing. I mean, overall, so far everything's good. I can't tell you about the freshness of the tomato. It looked a little light to me, but again, I don't like tomatoes, so I'm not going to taste it to let you know, sorry. Let's see. And who knows, with COVID, you know, maybe they're having a harder time right now getting the fresher, good produce. I'm not sure. So, that's what the pico looks like. And I am now going to take the onions and pineapple out of the pan. We're going to wipe it out and then continue cooking the chicken. Okay, so Itch said chicken strips. Honestly, you guys, this does not look anything like chicken strips to me. It looks like it went through some kind of chopping machine and they're tiny little bits. It really doesn't look that great. I mean, the chicken itself, I guess, was a nice chicken breast that they just chopped up to nothingness. I'm going to use that piece. I'm heating up some oil. My daughter decided she does not want the Southwest spice, so I am doing two separate pans. And in one, I'll put the Southwest spice that they provide, and the other, I'll just put something a little more simple, spice-wise. Okay, so I put the chicken in and I'm seasoning it, and if you look at the amount of chicken in each of these, it doesn't look like a whole lot of chicken for two people to me. I don't have a huge appetite, and I'm usually satisfied with a little bit of protein, but I don't know how this is going to turn out. I'm just going to put in some of the seasoning on mine. We're going to cook the chicken for a few minutes until it's brown, and as soon as it's brown, we're going to come back and put the pineapple and onions back in. Add some lime juice, I believe, and the rest of the cilantro. At least we are in mine. This is the chicken with the seasoning. It does have a nice color and aroma to it. And I am going to put in the pineapple and onions back in there. Then squeeze. This is my own lime, by the way, because the other one had no juice. And sprinkle with cilantro. Okay. In the meantime, I have oiled one side of each of these tortillas. It was ugly, guys. I didn't want you to see it, because how do you just oil this tortilla? I didn't know quite how to do it. So, and that goes down. Then you sprinkle half of each packet of mozzarella inside the tortilla. Then we're gonna, put the topping on top and then sprinkle the other half of the mozzarella. This is my daughter's with a light seasoning. And I think there's plenty more space. We're supposed to spread this all out over it. Because then we're going to fold it in half so that when it's all done we can cut it into quarters. So I'm trying to make sure that, you know, it's somewhat evenly distributed, because it looks like we're going to have quite a bit of tortilla left here. Okay. Alright, and I am doing the second half of the mozz on top. Each. Ah. All right. Then we fold it over. And recenter this a little bit and press it down. Make sure the filling kind of goes throughout. Then we're going to stick this in with the broiler on. Again, I have mine on low. I did turn my broiler up to high because it didn't seem to be doing anything, and this is the result. After just a minute or two, you have to be really careful. They even saw that and watch them. because they will burn really easily. We're supposed to flip them, which, whew, yeah, because that's so pretty doughy. Oh, we'll see how this turns out. Woo! Okay, back in for another minute or so. Okay, here we are with the somewhat finished product. It said to slice it into 4 slices, I think. That's the way they show it in the picture. But honestly, I don't know how that's going to work. I think it's going to be too small. I'm just going to slice each one of these in half using my pizza cutter. Oh, got a piece of chicken there. Get through that. It seems nice and flaky. So I am going to go plate it up and make it look pretty. Okay, this is the finished product. I gave in. I sliced it into 4 pieces. I wanted to look as much like the picture as possible. For some reason, their tomato is as bright red as a red pepper. I'm not sure why. This was a very light pale tomato. And again, I don't like tomatoes, but I put them on so that you could see what it would look like with the topping. And I will let you know how they taste.